What's up, you guys? It's Audra. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a video about your environment, so to speak. I've talked about this in the past a little bit, and I talked about it I think maybe last week on my Instagram stories. If you did see my Instagram story about this, you'll kind of know a little bit, but I'm going to go way more in depth in it. If you didn't, don't worry, because you're about to get it now. So the quote says, "When a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower." When you get past the symbolism of this and you apply it to yourself and you say, I'm this flower, okay? And I want to grow and I want to bloom and I want to be healthy in my life. If you think about a flower, obviously, if the flower is not doing very well, it's not blooming, it's not growing, it's not to its fullest potential, look at it and you say, let's see what's going on with the environment that this flower is in. Is it getting enough water? Is it getting enough sunlight? Maybe it's getting too much sunlight. Maybe it's getting too much water. Does it need some fertilizer on it? Like, how can we fix this environment so this flower will thrive? And the same can be true about your own life. If you're not thriving in a certain area of your life, and it literally could be anything in your life, my biggest advice, and this is what I've started to apply to myself, is to really take a good look and make an inventory of my environment. The environment that I'm allowing to infiltrate my mind on a daily basis. And you guys know I've talked about this so much, but I really want to hammer this home because it's so true. Whatever environment that you're in, and I'm not going to talk about like your home life and that type of stuff. That obviously plays a huge role in this, but I'm speaking more about the things that you are allowing into your mind on a daily basis. The websites that you go to, the YouTube channels you follow, the Instagrams, the Twitters, the Facebook, the songs you listen to, the books you read, the magazines you look at, all of those things are contributing to your environment as a flower, okay? If you notice that there's a certain area of your life that you're struggling in, but the environment that you're allowing yourself to be a part of is obviously not healthy in that area of your life for you, you have to change that environment. You have to stop letting that be a part of your reality. This is so true for so many people. Like, if you are having an issue with the way that you look or the food that you eat or the things that you have or where you are in life or whatever, if you're constantly looking at things or listening to things or surrounding yourself with things and making your environment full of things that you know are just going to keep you in that destructive mindset, then what do you expect is going to happen? You know, like, you're never going to move past that because you're always kind of stuck in that mentality. All right, so my camera just died, so that's why I am in a different setting and I'm finishing up this video right now. Okay, so we talked about everything of what not to do, right? Like, we talked about the environment that you're probably in and how that's affecting you and how you need to move forward. And how the only way to change that is to change the environment that you're in. But for a lot of people, it's kind of crazy because it's not as easy as it sounds. And it's not that it's a matter of like will, like I want to change this, but it's more so a matter of just understanding that the things that you are consuming on a daily basis, usually you're consuming unconsciously. All the stuff that you watch, you listen to, you hear, you look at, you see, you read, like everything that's coming into your brain, most of that you're not even thinking about. It's just happening. My biggest tip on this is if you are 100% like willing and ready to change whatever area of your life that you're kind of thinking about right now, you're gonna have to do something about it. You're going to have to take action. It's not like one day you're just gonna wake up and then all of these problems are gonna go away and everything's gonna be perfectly fine. That's not how it works. You're gonna have to put in some sort of effort. And so the effort that I encourage you to do is this. I would grab a pen and paper, and if you're not a pen and paper person, use the note thing on your phone or whatever. And for the next, I would say 3 to 7 days, like at least a couple of days up to a week, every single day from the minute that you wake up, from the minute you go to sleep, consciously be aware of what you are consuming, what you are listening to, what you're watching, who you're following, the things that you are reading, literally everything. And every single time that you realize, oh, I'm watching this show, write it down. Or, oh, I'm following this person and their caption was about this, write it down. And, oh, I follow all these people on Twitter and their stuff was about this, write it down. I read this magazine, I watched this YouTube video, watch this movie or listen to this song or whatever it was, write it down. This is the point where a lot of people probably won't do this because they just like to watch YouTube videos, get some ideas, click off, watch something different. But I'm telling you, if this is something very important to you and you want this to change in your life, you have to become aware about this. And the only way to become aware is to be more conscious and write it down in a way that you can look and physically see, wow, this is all the things that I am consuming on a daily basis, and you get an objective point of view. Because what you're probably doing is you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't really watch anything that could affect me this way or that way. But that's just kind of your subjective point of view saying, oh, things aren't that bad. But when you really write it down and you see it, you can look at it from an objective standpoint, which is the key in this. Now, after you write down everything for that day, what I want you to do is I want you to look at that, and at the very bottom, I want you to write a little summary of kind of the theme of that day. What was the theme of everything that you were consuming? So the theme could be, okay, I looked at these people's Instagram and it was all about, you know, their bodies and what they look like or whatever. I looked at this and this girl is really depressed. All she does is talk about how bad her life is. She talks about all these issues in her life. Or I listened to this music and it made me feel really sad and anxious and depressed and worried. Whatever it is that you were consuming that day, summarize it and put it into a couple of sentences, a little paragraph at the bottom of that, and talk about what the theme is. And I want you to do this every day for at least 3 or 4 days, up to a week. You can do this for really, honestly, you could keep going as long as you wanted to. That would probably be super helpful. What you will begin to see is that every single day, the things that you are consuming, they do have some sort of theme. And whatever area in your life that you're really struggling with, you can start to see, well, no wonder I'm constantly thinking this way or feeling this way or like talking about these types of things. It's because this is what I'm letting into my environment. This is what I'm surrounding myself with. Like, no wonder I feel depressed, because everyone I follow on social media, every movie I watch, every song I listen to, it's just depression, depression, depression. No wonder I feel so self-conscious about myself, because all I do is follow these people who are like photoshopped, and they talk about you need to be on this like 1,200 calorie a day diet and you need to exercise like crazy. Like, no wonder I hate my body and I hate my life. So these themes that come up are going to be monumental in your change, because what that's going to show you is it's like an aha moment. The light bulb is going to go off and you're going to say, this is what I consume every day. This is the theme of that day. This is the outcome of my life. So what I need to do is just change my environment, just change what I'm consuming. I'm going to stop following these people on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or YouTube or whatever. I'm going to stop reading these types of books or watching these types of videos or listening to this type of music or listening to these certain podcasts or listening to whatever. Like, all of the stuff that you're taking in, change that and replace it with what you actually want to be doing. Do you want to succeed in this goal in your life? Maybe it's to be a faster swimmer or a better runner or someone who eats healthy food or doing better in school or having a better marriage or looking for the best in your kids or literally whatever it is. Start to change your environment. Start reading books about how you can get better at this. Start listening to music and listening to podcasts and watching videos and following people that are inspiring you in that area, that aren't dragging you down in that area. If you can change your environment, guess what? That's going to be how you start to think. That's going to be how you start to feel and start to act. And it's going to literally change your life. That's something that is so, so important. If you can understand that you are either consciously or unconsciously putting yourself in a certain environment, and if you just change that environment just a little bit, you will start to see huge results in reaching your goals and succeeding in certain areas of your life and being more content and happier overall. So I hope that that helps. I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you have any more tips or tricks or thoughts on this, I would love for you to leave it in the comments below so that anybody watching this can see that and get some benefit from that. But as always, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.